Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever felt an eerie presence around you? Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night paralyzed with fear, as if something invisible was watching you? The human mind is a powerful gateway, one that can either shield us from the unknown or make us vulnerable to forces beyond our understanding. The mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant and nurture within it will grow. If you fill it with fear, doubt, and negativity, you create a fertile ground for chaos, disturbances, and external influences, including ghosts. But if you cultivate strength, confidence, and positivity, your mind becomes a fortress, impenetrable by any force, seen or unseen. Strengthening your inner energy is the foundation of protection against ghosts, and it begins with mastering your thoughts, emotions, and vibrations. Ghosts, whether supernatural or the haunting remnants of negative emotions, are drawn to weakness. Not just physical weakness, but weakness in thought, emotion, and belief. People who constantly dwell in fear, anxiety, or negativity unknowingly lower their vibrational energy, making them more susceptible to disturbing experiences. Conversely, those who radiate confidence, happiness, and spiritual strength create a protective aura around them, repelling all forms of negativity. But how exactly do you strengthen your inner energy? 1. Reprogram your thoughts with daily affirmations. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you tell yourself you are vulnerable, you will start feeling weak. If you believe that ghosts have power over you, you give them the very authority they need to affect your mind. The first step to strengthening your inner energy is to reprogram your thoughts with daily affirmations. Every morning and night, stand in front of a mirror and say, "I am strong and I am in control of my mind. I am surrounded by light and protected from all negative forces. No force, no ghost, and no energy can influence me unless I allow it." At first, these affirmations may seem simple, but words carry energy and intention. By repeatedly feeding your subconscious mind with messages of power and protection, you slowly build an inner fortress that no ghost or dark force can penetrate. 2. Protect your mind from negative influences. Your environment shapes your mental energy. If you constantly expose yourself to horror stories, paranormal discussions, and fear-inducing media, you are conditioning your mind to be receptive to fear-based thoughts. Ghosts and negative energies thrive in environments where fear is dominant. Avoid watching horror movies or reading ghost stories, especially before bed. Limit conversations that center around fear, hauntings, or supernatural disturbances. Instead, fill your mind with uplifting books, inspiring music, and empowering conversations. If you train your mind to focus on light rather than darkness, you naturally become immune to negative spiritual influences. 3. Surround yourself with high vibrational energy. Energy is contagious. If you spend time around fearful or negative individuals, their energy will influence your own. But if you surround yourself with people who are strong, confident, and full of positive energy, their aura will naturally uplift and protect you. Seek company that radiates happiness, confidence, and strength. Avoid individuals who constantly spread fear, doubt, or negativity. Engage in activities that bring joy, laughter, and emotional peace. The more you align yourself with positive vibrations, the more you raise your own energy, making it impossible for any ghost or negative force to affect you. 4. Strengthen your energy through meditation and breath work. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools to center your mind, balance your emotions, and protect your energy field. When your mind is still and focused, it becomes difficult for any unwanted influence to enter. A simple protection meditation technique: sit in a quiet space and close your eyes. Take deep breaths. inhaling strength and exhaling fear. Visualize a golden light surrounding your body like an impenetrable shield. Repeat silently, I am protected, I am strong, and no force can harm me. Stay in this state for a few minutes, absorbing the energy of peace and power. Breath work, especially deep diaphragmatic breathing, also helps clear stagnant energy from your body. When you feel anxious or uneasy, take slow, deep breaths. This simple act strengthens your inner balance, making you resistant to fear-based influences. 5. Use protective objects and symbols to strengthen your aura. Many cultures and traditions believe in the power of protective symbols that act as barriers against negative energies. While the effectiveness of these symbols depends on belief, they can serve as mental anchors that reinforce your inner strength. Some common protective items include amulets and talismans. Objects like the evil eye, pentagrams, or religious symbols can serve as reminders of protection. Crystals, stones like black tourmaline, obsidian, and amethyst are believed to absorb negative energy and strengthen personal protection. Sacred words and mantras, reciting protective prayers, affirmations, or chants can reinforce the belief that you are shielded from all harm. Even if you do not believe in spiritual objects, simply carrying something that represents strength and protection to you can boost your confidence and energy field. 6. Stay grounded in physical and mental strength. One of the most overlooked ways to strengthen inner energy is through physical health and activity. A strong body contributes to a strong mind, and a strong mind is less likely to be influenced by fear or external forces. Engage in regular physical exercise to keep your energy levels high. Maintain a balanced diet that nourishes both your body and mind. Get adequate sleep, as exhaustion can weaken your mental resilience. When your body is healthy and strong, your mental and spiritual defenses naturally increase. Final thought on strengthening your inner energy. The strength of your inner energy is not something you are born with. It is something you cultivate every day. The more you fill your mind with positive energy, the more invincible you become. Ghosts, whether they are spirits or fears that haunt your subconscious, can only influence those who allow themselves to be weak. When your mind is a beacon of light, darkness has no place to enter. The human mind is an incredibly powerful tool. It has the ability to create, manifest, and shape reality. But just as it can build, it can also destroy. When left unchecked, the imagination can spiral into fear, creating illusions that feel as real as the ground beneath your feet. Fear is the gateway through which ghosts, both real and imagined, enter the mind. Controlling your imagination and fear is one of the most crucial steps in protecting yourself from their influence. Many people who believe they have encountered ghosts or experienced paranormal disturbances are actually victims of their own uncontrolled thoughts. The mind, once fixated on fear, begins to play tricks, turning ordinary occurrences into signs of supernatural activity. A creaking floorboard becomes a whispering spirit. A flickering light turns into a ghostly presence, and a cold breeze is mistaken for an eerie touch. The more the mind indulges in these fears, the more real they begin to feel. But why does fear have such a strong influence? Fear triggers the fight or flight response in the brain, releasing stress hormones that heighten awareness and increase anxiety. When the mind is in this hyper-alert state, it seeks patterns, connecting dots where there are none, finding shadows where only light exists, and mistaking normal sounds for something sinister. This is why horror movies, ghost stories, and fearful thoughts have such a lasting impact. They plant seeds in the subconscious mind, which then amplifies small details into terrifying experiences. So, how do you take control of your imagination and fear? 1. Recognize the power of your own mind. The first step to controlling fear is understanding that your mind is the true source of its power. Ghosts, if they exist, do not have control over you unless you allow them to. What you believe you make real. If you feed your thoughts with constant fear, you give fear the ability to dictate your reality. But if you choose to remain in control, fear loses its grip. Start by questioning your thoughts. Is what I am feeling truly real, or is it my imagination? Could there be a logical explanation for this experience? Am I allowing fear to distort reality? By critically analyzing your emotions, you weaken fear's influence and gain control of your mind. 2. Avoid feeding your mind with fearful content. One of the most common reasons people experience ghostly disturbances is because they actively fuel their imagination with fear-based material. Watching horror movies, reading ghost stories, or listening to paranormal discussions right before bed can plant terrifying images in the subconscious mind. Later, when the lights go out and the world is quiet, these images resurface, creating an illusion of a haunting presence. To break this cycle, be mindful of what you consume. Avoid horror films and ghost stories, especially at night. Refrain from engaging in conversations about hauntings if they make you anxious. Instead, fill your mind with positive, empowering material, stories of courage, strength, and peace. By shifting your focus away from fear, you limit its ability to grow within your mind. 3. Train your mind to stay grounded in logic. Fear often arises from uncertainty and the unknown. When something happens that we cannot explain, the imagination fills in the gaps, often with terrifying conclusions. However, most paranormal experiences have rational explanations. For example, a door moving slightly could be caused by air pressure, not a ghost. Hearing a whisper could be nothing more than the wind passing through cracks in the window. Feeling a presence in the room may stem from heightened self-awareness rather than an actual spirit. By developing a habit of analyzing situations logically, you prevent fear from clouding your judgment. Whenever you feel uneasy, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what else could this be? Is there a scientific explanation for what I'm experiencing? Am I letting my imagination turn something ordinary into something supernatural? The more you train your mind to stay grounded in logic, the less vulnerable you become to fear-based illusion. 4. Control your breathing and physical reactions. Fear does not only exist in the mind, it manifests physically as well. When frightened, your heart rate increases, your breathing becomes shallow, and your body tenses. This physical reaction intensifies fear, making it feel even more real. To regain control, practice deep breathing exercises. Take a slow, deep breath in through your nose, counting to 4. Hold for a moment, then exhale slowly through your mouth. Repeat this process several times until you feel calm. By regulating your breathing and staying physically relaxed, you signal to your brain that there is no real danger, allowing fear to dissipate naturally. 5. Reframe your perception of darkness and the unknown. Many people fear ghosts because they associate them with darkness, the unknown and the unseen. But what if darkness was not something to fear? What if, instead of thinking of it as a place where spirits lurk, you saw it as a peaceful and neutral space? Try shifting your mindset. Instead of thinking something is hiding in the dark, tell yourself, the darkness is just an absence of light, nothing more. Instead of fearing silence, embrace it as a moment of stillness and calm. Instead of dreading the unknown, see it as a world of endless possibilities rather than danger. The more you redefine your relationship with fear, the less power it has over you. Sixth thought, strengthen your mental boundaries. Ghosts, negative energy, and even the echoes of past trauma can only affect those who allow them in. Your mind is like a door. If you leave it open to fear, anything can enter. But if you learn to close that door with mental discipline, you create an unshakable defense. One technique is visualization. Imagine your mind as a house with strong walls and a locked door. Picture fear as an unwanted visitor knocking outside. Instead of opening the door, simply refuse to let it in. You are the master of your own mind. No ghost, no fear, no illusion can enter unless you allow it. By strengthening your mental boundaries, you take back full control of your reality. Final thought on controlling your imagination and fear. Fear is not an external force, it is something created from within. The imagination is powerful, but so are you. By mastering your thoughts, training your mind to think logically, and refusing to feed fear, you build an impenetrable defense against any ghost, real or imagined. When fear loses its power, the ghosts that once haunted you disappear into nothingness. The mind is powerful, but faith is even stronger. Throughout history, people from different cultures and traditions have relied on faith as a shield against unseen forces, including ghosts and negative energies. Whether you believe in a higher power, the strength of the human spirit, or the energy of the universe, your belief system plays a crucial role in protecting your mind. A strong spiritual foundation acts as a barrier against fear, doubt, and external influences, making it one of the most effective ways to safeguard yourself from the disturbances of the unknown. But what exactly does it mean to have a spiritual shield? It does not mean you must follow a spiritual religion or adhere to strict rituals. Rather, it means cultivating a deep inner belief that you are protected, strong, and beyond the reach of negative forces. Ghosts, whether real or imagined, feed on doubt, uncertainty, and vulnerability. When you stand firm in your faith and belief, you create an energetic boundary that cannot be breached. Let's explore the ways you can strengthen this spiritual shield. 1. Establish a strong personal faith. Faith is the foundation of spiritual protection. It does not have to be religious. It simply needs to be something that gives you strength, confidence, and inner peace. Consider these questions. What do you believe in that gives you a sense of protection? What spiritual or philosophical truths bring you comfort? Do you believe that goodness, light, and positive energy are stronger than darkness and negativity? When you answer these questions, you begin to establish a spiritual foundation that shields you from fear. Faith is like armor. The stronger it is, the harder it is for anything to penetrate it. 2. Use prayer or mantras as spiritual defense. For centuries, prayers, mantras, and sacred words have been used to ward off negative energy. These words carry vibrational power, reinforcing belief and creating an invisible protective force. You do not need to follow a particular tradition to use this method. You can create your own protective affirmations or prayers, such as, I am surrounded by light and no darkness can touch me. I am protected by divine energy and nothing can harm me. Fear has no place in my soul. I am strong and untouchable. Repeating these words, especially before sleep or in moments of fear, strengthens your inner conviction and repels negative thoughts. If you come from a religious background, reciting scriptures, psalms, or holy verses can serve the same purpose. Many people find comfort and strength in repeating spiritual texts as they serve as reminders that they are guarded by something greater than themselves. 3. Surround yourself with spiritual symbols and objects throughout history. People have used spiritual symbols as protective tools against negative energies. These symbols act as anchors for belief, reinforcing the idea that you are protected. Some common protective symbols include the cross. Christianity represents divine protection and strength. The Hamsahan, Middle Eastern tradition, symbolizes protection against evil forces. The Om symbol, Hinduism, represents universal harmony and balance. The Eye of Horus, ancient Egypt, believed to ward off negative energies. Crystals and stones such as black tourmaline, amethyst, and clear quartz are also believed to absorb negative energy and strengthen personal protection. While the power of these objects depends on belief, they serve as reminders of strength, reinforcing confidence and shielding the mind from fear. 4. Cleanse your environment with spiritual practices. Your environment affects your mental and spiritual state. If your home or personal space carries stagnant, heavy or fearful energy, it can influence your thoughts and emotions. To maintain a spiritually strong space, burn incense or sage. Many cultures believe that smudging with sage, palo santo or incense clears negative energy. Play spiritual music or chants. Vibrational sounds such as Tibetan singing bowls, hymns, or nature sounds uplift the energy of a space. Use salt or holy water around a room is thought to purify and protect against negativity. By regularly cleansing your space, you create an environment that promotes peace and protection, making it harder for fearful thoughts or external forces to take root. 5. Strengthen your energy through meditation and visualization. Meditation is not just about relaxation. It is a powerful spiritual tool that strengthens the mind and shields it from external influences. When you meditate, you connect with your inner power, reinforcing the idea that you are in control of your thoughts, emotions, and energy. Try this spiritual protection meditation. Sit in a comfortable position and close your eyes. Take a deep breath and imagine a bright golden light surrounding you. Visualize this light expanding, forming a strong shield around your body. Repeat mentally, I am protected. No darkness can touch me. Stay in this state for several minutes, feeling the energy of protection grow stronger. This practice rewires the subconscious mind to believe in your own protection, reducing fear and increasing mental resilience. 6. Trust in your own inner power. Faith is not just about external belief. It is about trusting your own inner strength. Ghosts, negative energy, and fear cannot control you unless you allow them to develop unshakable inner power. Stop doubting yourself. Believe that you are stronger than any external force. Speak with confidence. Fear weakens when confronted with certainty. Walk with strength. Your posture and movement reflect your inner power. When you carry yourself with absolute confidence, negative forces, whether spiritual or psychological, lose their grip. Your belief in your own unshakable strength is the greatest shield you can have. Final thoughts on strengthening your spiritual shield. Spiritual protection is not just about religious beliefs. It is about mental strength, confidence, and unwavering conviction. The mind is like a fortress, and faith is the key that keeps it secure. When you believe in your own protection, when you trust in the power of faith and inner strength, no ghost, no fear, and no negative force can ever break through. Because in the end, nothing is stronger than a mind believes in its own invincibility. The state of your mind determines the quality of your experiences. A weak, fearful mind is easily influenced by negative forces, while a strong, positive mind acts as a shield against all disturbances, including ghosts, negative energy, and fearful thoughts. Maintaining a positive and strong mindset is one of the most powerful ways to protect yourself from the unseen. It is not just about thinking happy thoughts. It is about developing mental resilience, emotional stability, and unwavering inner confidence. Ghosts, whether real or imagined, often target those who are vulnerable, those who live in fear, doubt, and negativity. Fear weakens your defenses, making you more susceptible to negative influences. On the other hand, a strong and positive mind creates an energetic barrier, preventing fear from taking root. Just as a house with strong walls and a locked door is safer from intruders, a mind fortified with positivity is resistant to the effects of darkness and fear. So how can you train your mind to be strong and positive? 1. Reprogram your thoughts to reject fear. Your thoughts shape your reality. If you constantly think about ghosts, supernatural fears, or negative forces, your mind will begin to perceive them as real threats. But if you train yourself to reject fear-based thinking, you weaken its influence. To do this, practice thought awareness. Whenever a fearful thought arises, interrupt it immediately. Replace it with a powerful, positive affirmation such as, I am protected, I am safe, nothing can harm me, fear has no control over me, I control my mind, I radiate strength, and no negative force can enter my space. Keep repeating these affirmations until the fear disappears. By consistently reprogramming your thoughts, you train your mind to reject fear and accept strength instead. 4.2. Strengthen your emotional resilience. Emotions play a crucial role in mental strength. A person who is easily scared, anxious, or stressed is more likely to experience fear-based illusions, including ghostly encounters. Negative emotions create mental instability, making it harder to differentiate between reality and imagination. To build emotional resilience, practice emotional detachment. Do not let fear control your reactions. When something strange happens, remain calm and analyze it logically. Learn to regulate your emotions. Instead of reacting with fear, train yourself to respond with curiosity or confidence. Surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with uplifting people. Engage in joyful activities and fill your mind with inspiring content. The more stable your emotions are, the harder it is for fear to take control. 3. Cultivate a mindset of strength and authority. Ghosts and negative energies thrive on weakness and uncertainty. If you believe you are weak, vulnerable, or powerless, you make yourself an easy target for fear. But if you believe in your own strength and authority, nothing can shake you. To develop a mindset of power, speak with confidence. Your voice carries energy. When you speak with certainty, fear weakens. Stand and move with strength. Your posture affects your mental state. Walk with confidence, hold your head high, and do not show fear. Command authority over your space. If you ever feel a presence, declare firmly, "This is my space. No negative force has permission to be here. I am in control. Fear has no power over me. I do not allow negativity into my mind or my life." Your words and actions create mental dominance, making it impossible for fear to take root. 4. Train your mind to see the world differently. Many people fear ghosts because they associate darkness, silence, or the unknown with danger. But what if these things were not something to fear at all? Try shifting your perception. Instead of fearing darkness, Think of it as a peaceful, quiet space. Instead of seeing shadows as threats, view them as ordinary parts of life. Instead of dreading the unknown, embrace it as a realm of possibility. When you train your mind to reinterpret fear triggers, they lose their power over you. 5. Develop mental toughness through challenges. A strong mind is not something you are born with, it is something you build through challenges. If you always avoid discomfort, fear will control you. But if you face small fears and overcome them, you become mentally unshakable. Try these mental toughness exercises. Expose yourself to controlled fear. Watch a scary movie and observe your emotions without reacting. This teaches you to control your fear response. Practice cold exposure. Taking cold showers builds mental discipline and helps you handle discomfort. Engage in physical challenges. Activities like martial arts, weightlifting, or endurance training build inner strength, making fear easier to overcome. The stronger your mind becomes, the less likely it is to be influenced by fear-based illusions. 6. Protect your mind. By controlling your environment, your surroundings affect your thoughts. If you constantly expose yourself to negative influences, your mind will absorb that negativity. But if you surround yourself with positive, empowering energy, your mental state will become stronger. To create a protective environment, limit exposure to negativity. Avoid toxic people, fear-based media, and places that make you feel uneasy. Fill your space with uplifting energy, play positive music, keep inspiring books around, and decorate with symbols of strength. Spend time in nature. The natural world has a grounding effect, helping to clear the mind of fear and negativity. By shaping your environment, you shape your mental state, making it harder for fear to take hold. Final thought on maintaining a positive and strong mindset. Your mind is your greatest weapon against fear. The stronger and more positive it is, the less vulnerable you become to negative forces, fear-based illusions, and ghostly disturbances. A mind filled with confidence, clarity, and resilience cannot be shaken by the unknown. Because in the end, the greatest power you have is your own unbreakable mind. Many people unknowingly open doors to negative energies, allowing fear, paranoia, and even supernatural disturbances to take root in their lives. Certain activities, whether done out of curiosity, recklessness, or unawareness, can create a connection to unseen forces, inviting disturbances that can disrupt your peace of mind. Just as leaving your front door open at night makes it easier for intruders to enter your home, engaging in certain practices lowers your mental and spiritual defenses, making your mind more vulnerable to negative influences. If you want to protect your mind from ghosts and unwanted energies, it is essential to be mindful of the activities you engage in and the energy you invite into your life. While some people may dismiss these concerns as superstition, history and countless personal experiences have shown that certain actions increase susceptibility to supernatural disturbances. So what are the activities that should be avoided and why do they pose a risk? Let's explore them in detail. 1. Never play with the occult or spirit communication tools. Curiosity about the unknown is natural, but some things are best left alone. Spirit boards, Ouija boards, seances, automatic writing and summoning rituals are not harmless games. They are tools that create a bridge between worlds, potentially exposing you to energies beyond your understanding. Many people who have used these tools report strange occurrences, unshakable fear, and unexplained disturbances afterward. The problem is that when you open a door to the unseen, you do not get to choose who or what comes through. Even if you do not believe in spirits, the psychological impact of these activities is real. Your subconscious mind absorbs the experience, planting seeds of paranoia, fear, and unease that can later manifest in disturbing ways. If you have ever engaged in these activities in the past and feel uneasy about it, you can close the door spiritually. Acknowledge that you made a mistake and mentally affirm that no energy has permission to remain in your life. Cleanse your space. Use incense, prayer, or sound vibrations, such as bells or chanting, to remove lingering negative energy. Refuse to dwell on it. Fear gives power to the experience. If you move on with confidence, the psychological hold weakens. 2. Avoid consuming fear-based and negative content excessively. The human mind is highly impressionable. When you expose yourself to horror movies, ghost stories, dark-themed music, and disturbing images on a regular basis, you train your subconscious to expect and attract fear-based experiences. While some people enjoy occasional horror entertainment without issue, excessive consumption of such content can heighten your sensitivity to fear, making you more likely to interpret normal events as paranormal. Condition your brain to expect supernatural encounters, increasing the chances of sleep disturbances, paranoia, and hallucinations. Lower your energetic vibration, attracting negative thoughts and emotions that make you more vulnerable to fear. To counteract this, balance your media consumption. If you watch horror movies, follow them up with uplifting or humorous content. Be mindful of how content affects you. If something leaves you feeling uneasy or paranoid, it is a sign that you should limit your exposure to it. Practice mental detoxing. Spend time in nature, meditate, or engage in joyful activities to reset your energy. Your mind absorbs what you feed it. Choose content that uplifts and strengthens you rather than weakens you with fear. 3. Stay away from haunted locations and negative energy spaces. Some places carry heavy residual energy from past events, and visiting them can have real psychological and spiritual consequences. Locations associated with death, suffering, or dark history, such as abandoned buildings, graveyards, and sites of violence, often hold lingering energy imprints that sensitive individuals can pick up on. Even if you do not believe in ghosts, spending time in these places can create a sense of unease and fear, which can linger long after you leave. Introduce psychosomatic effects, where your mind tricks you into feeling a presence or seeing shadows. Expose you to negative thought patterns, especially if you dwell on the experience afterward. If you have already visited a location with negative energy, it is important to mentally detach from the experience. Do not keep thinking about it, as this strengthens its psychological impact. Cleanse your energy, take a salt bath, meditate, or engage in grounding activities to release any residual negativity. Reaffirm your mental boundaries. Remind yourself that fear has no control over you and that your mind is protected. 4. Be cautious with superstitions and fear-based beliefs. Superstitions are deeply ingrained in many cultures, but blindly believing in them can create psychological traps that invite fear into your mind. If you constantly worry about bad omens, curses, or supernatural warnings, you give power to these ideas, making them feel more real than they actually are. To protect yourself, question fear-based beliefs. Ask yourself, is this really true, or is it just a cultural belief passed down through generations? Refuse to accept negativity. If someone tells you about a curse or bad luck, reject it mentally and affirm that nothing can harm you. Focus on empowering beliefs. Instead of fearing bad omens, Create your own belief system that strengthens and protects you. 5. Be mindful of your spiritual practices. Many people engage in spiritual activities without fully understanding them, which can sometimes lead to unexpected consequences. Practices like astral projection, energy work, and deep trance meditation can open your mind to unfamiliar realms, making you more sensitive to unseen forces. This does not mean you should avoid spiritual practices altogether, but rather that you should approach them with knowledge and caution. To ensure safety, set clear intentions before engaging in any spiritual practice. Affirm that you are only connecting with positive, protective energies. Learn from reputable sources. Avoid following random advice online. Instead, seek guidance from experienced and trustworthy teachers. Protect your energy. Visualize a shield of light around you before meditation or energy work to prevent unwanted influences. 6. Avoid negative and toxic people who drain your energy. Not all negative energies come from supernatural sources. Sometimes they come from the people around you. Toxic individuals who constantly spread fear, negativity, and doubt can weaken your mental defenses, making you more vulnerable to stress, anxiety, and paranoia. To protect your mental energy, distance yourself from fear-based thinkers. Avoid people who always talk about ghosts, curses, or supernatural dangers. Surround yourself with positivity. Spend time with confident, uplifting individuals who reinforce your sense of security. Set emotional boundaries. Do not absorb other people's fears. Remind yourself that their beliefs do not have to become your reality. Final thought on avoiding activities that invite negative energies. Your mind is like a locked room and you have the key. What you choose to engage with determines what enters your mental space. By avoiding activities that invite fear and negative energy, you strengthen your spiritual, emotional, and psychological defenses, making it impossible for anything, real or imagined, to disturb your peace. Because in the end, the best way to protect yourself is to never open the door in the first place. Just as a warrior does not go into battle unarmed, you should not navigate life without strong spiritual and mental defenses. Whether you believe in ghosts, negative energies, or simply the power of the mind, having a strong spiritual foundation and mental resilience is essential to maintaining peace, security, and clarity. Your mind is your first line of defense against fear and external influences. A well-trained mind coupled with spiritual protection acts as a barrier against anything that seeks to disturb you. Fear preys on the weak and the unprepared, but a person who is mentally and spiritually fortified remains untouched by darkness. Let's explore powerful ways to strengthen your spiritual and mental defenses so that no ghost, no fear, and no negative force can ever shake you. 1. Cultivate inner peace and emotional balance. Fear thrives in a restless mind. The more anxious, stressed, or emotionally unstable you are, the more susceptible you become to fear-based delusions and paranoia. A person who is constantly worrying, overthinking, or living in turmoil creates an internal environment where fear can take root. To cultivate inner peace, practice daily meditation. Just 10-15 minutes of deep breathing and mindfulness can calm your mind, reducing the likelihood of fear taking hold. Let go of unnecessary stress. Learn to control your emotions. Instead of letting fear dominate your mind, train yourself to respond to situations with logic and calmness. A peaceful mind is like a fortress. It cannot be shaken by imaginary threats. 2. Strengthen your spiritual connection. For those who believe in a higher power, spiritual strength can be one of the greatest forms of protection. Many traditions and cultures emphasize the power of faith, prayer, and spiritual discipline to guard against negative energies and unseen forces. To deepen your spiritual defenses, Engage in regular prayer or affirmation rituals. Speaking positive words into existence creates a powerful shield around you. Strengthen your faith. Whether it is through religion, spirituality, or personal belief, having something greater than fear to hold on to makes you mentally unshakable. Invoke divine protection. Many believe that calling upon God, guardian angels, or protective spirits can create a protective energy field around them. A strong spiritual foundation creates an unbreakable sense of security, making you immune to fear. 3. Use protective symbols, objects, and rituals. Throughout history, cultures around the world have used sacred objects, symbols, and protective rituals to safeguard against evil forces. While some people view these as psychological tools rather than supernatural protection, they can still have a powerful effect on the subconscious mind, reinforcing a sense of safety. Some protective tools and rituals include carrying protective charms or talismans. Items such as a cross, a blessed amulet, or a spiritual symbol can act as a reminder of protection. Using incense, sage, or essential oils, burning sage, smudging is an ancient practice used to clear negative energy from spaces. Frankincense and sandalwood are also commonly used for protection. Lighting candles or using sound cleansing, fire and sound such as bells or mantras can be used to purify energy and create a barrier against negativity. Even if you do not believe in their spiritual power, these practices can have a psychological effect, reinforcing your sense of security and control. 4. Train your mind to be unshakable. One of the most powerful ways to protect yourself is to train your mind to be unshakable and fearless. Many supernatural experiences are fueled by the expectation of fear. When you believe something is out to harm you, your mind can create illusions that make the fear feel real. To make your mind impenetrable, practice fear exposure. Instead of running from fear, face it. Exposing yourself to small doses of fear like controlled scary stories or challenging situations can desensitize you over time. Strengthen your mental discipline. Engage in activities that require focus and self-control, such as martial arts, meditation, or fasting. These practices teach you to control your thoughts and emotions. Use visualization techniques. Imagine yourself surrounded by an impenetrable shield of light or energy. Many people use this as a mental defense mechanism against negativity. When your mind is strong, no external force can control your thoughts. 5. Strengthen your physical and energetic health. Your physical body is connected to your mental and spiritual state. When you are weak, exhausted, or unhealthy, you are more likely to experience fear, paranoia, and spiritual vulnerability. Strengthening your physical and energetic health helps reinforce your defenses. Ways to do this include maintaining a healthy lifestyle, a well-nourished body, and regular exercise keep your energy levels high and your mind clear. Practicing breath control, pranayama. Deep breathing techniques increase inner strength and reduce anxiety. Balancing your energy field, practices like Reiki, Tai Chi, or Qigong help maintain a strong, vibrant energy that repels negativity. When you feel strong in body, mind, and spirit, fear has no power over you. 6th, set firm mental boundaries against fear and negativity. Fear, like an unwelcome guest, only stays if you allow it in. Many people experience fear of ghosts or negative energies because they unknowingly invite those thoughts into their minds. By setting firm mental boundaries, you can prevent fear from entering your space. To do this, refuse to dwell on fearful thoughts. When a negative thought arises, reject it immediately and replace it with something positive. Do not engage in fear-based discussions. Avoid conversations or content that feed paranoia. Declare your space as off limits to negativity. Speak with authority and say, no negative energy is allowed in my space. Your mind is your strongest shield. Do not let fear take root. Reject it and it will disappear. Final thought on strengthening your spiritual and mental defenses. True protection does not come from external forces alone. It comes from within. When you develop a strong mind, a powerful spirit, and an unwavering belief in your own strength, nothing, no ghost, no fear, no negative energy can ever shake you. Because in the end, our fearless mind is an untouchable mind. At the heart of every fear, every haunting thought, and every shadow that lingers in the corners of the mind lies one undeniable truth. You hold the power. No ghost, no unseen force, no whisper in the dark can truly harm you unless you allow it to. Fear thrives where doubt exists. But when you stand firm, confident in your own strength, all negativity loses its grip. Remember, the greatest defense is not found in charms, rituals, or external forces alone, but in the unshakable belief that you are in control. Strengthen your mind, guard your spirit, and walk with certainty. Because when you refuse to be afraid, darkness has no choice but to retreat. So protect your mind, fortify your soul, and step forward with courage, because in the battle against fear, you are already victorious.